welcome today to today's webinar, which is ClubRunner Essentials Training. My name is Mickey, and we are rolling. We are recording live. Thank you, everyone, for attending, and I really hope that more people show up as we go. Just so you know, I've muted everybody's microphone, but there is a place for everyone who is attending to type a question. So if while I'm going, please do type a question. I am going to kind of give a little caveat, which is we're not doing a deep dive today. We're doing an extremely broad overview of ClubRunner. One of my goals today is to click every top blue menu item. Let's get right into it. So what I've started with is our ClubRunner homepage. Now this is a test page, but you will have a page that looks something like this. This is the public homepage. This is what we call our front-end homepage. Now let me just bring this up. This is our notepad file, and I'm just gonna kind of go along. The public homepage is the front end. That's kind of what we call the front end. There's all kinds of different names for it, but the keyword here is public. So what public means is that anyone can access it. Google can index it, so everyone can see everything on your public home pages. Within these public home pages, you can have private pages. In other words, you can have a section maybe in the top menu, like a for members area only. We're going to try and at least touch on that, but that is something you can set your website to do, is you can have private member areas even on your public homepage. And then what I'm going to do now is I'm going to, I've already logged in, I've entered my login and password. We're going to go to the private member area, so the keyword here being private. Now I've already logged in, but what you would do is right near the top right, you click on member login, but just to save time, I've already logged in. After you log in, you'll come back to the homepage, and this is what you'll see. You'll see your name, you'll see member area, and you'll see logout. So I'm going to click here on member area, and we're going to jump right into it. So this is now the member area, or what we call the administration pages. Everything behind the scenes, or in other words, the back end, the private area, it's all done here in the back end. Just so you know, I'm going to go back to the public homepage very quickly. This public homepage is about 10% of ClubRunner. This is actually the tip of the iceberg. A lot of people, they think ClubRunner, we're a website company, and hey, I got a homepage and I'm done, and that's great. This is actually about 10% of what we offer. Of course, we offer the public homepages, but I'm going to click here on member area. The other 90% lives here behind the scenes. This is where you administer and manage your club duties and district duties as well. So a lot of stuff happens here in the private member area. I may even go so far as to say a lot more happens in the back end, because we're gonna find out all the things you can do. People purchase ClubRunner, and then they say, okay, I've got my here. I'm gonna click open a new tab, and I'm gonna open my homepage in a new tab. Oh, sorry. And what that's gonna let me do is I just want to jump between the tabs. So what I'm doing is I'm going here to the a member area, and then I'm going to open this in a new tab, so now I can jump between the two tabs, because I will be talking jumping between the administration, private area, and the public area right here. The people purchase ClubRunner, they get the homepage, and they're like, is that it? That's actually just a start. So this is the administration area. Everything you do runs through the administration area, whether it be posting a story or managing your attendance. All the duties happen back here. Okay, and here I'm just going to get through my notes. So I want to mention something about the top blue menus. So first of all, let's talk about the admin page. This is the administration page. It's the first thing you land on, and you're going to see a ton of commands. So what commands you see depends on your access level. Now I want to just bring up that word access level. I'll just kind of write it out. Okay, so by access levels, I mean what do you have access? What do you have access to do? Okay, so not everybody has the same access level. We have at the top, we have what we call the admin access level. What that means is administrators or admins can do anything they want. They can roam around the club website. Every button is activated. You might be a regular member. Instead of an administrator, the other end of the spectrum is a regular member. Regular members, they're going to have a lot of grayed out commands. So you're going to land on the admin page and be like, hey, there's a lot of grayed out commands. That just means you don't have a high access level. Okay? So on this administration page, is where most of the commands are found. I'm actually not going to use the administration page. You might be, whoa, wait a second, we're on the admin page, aren't we using it? I'm going to focus today on these top blue menus. Why? Because the top blue menus, about 90% of the time, stay on the screen. The second you go do something in the administration page, you're moving away from the admin page, from this particular page. So it's kind of useful and handy to know where you are in these top blue menus, because these top blue menus persist or remain on the screen as you move around our system. So the way that this works, and I did write out that little section, is that the blue menus, they don't load anything. So just as an example, we actually get calls and emails. Hey, I clicked attendance, nothing happens. I'm going to click on attendance, and then you're like, wait, well, why am I not going to the attendance page? Because it's not the blue menu that loads the page. It's the gray links below that will load the section. So very randomly, I'm going to click on attendance, nothing happens until I click on one of these gray menu items, dashboard or meetings. So for example, we're going to get here, by the way. I'm going to click on dashboard. It's going to take me to the attendance dashboard. This is what loads the screen, not the blue menu tabs. So I'm going to go back to the administration page. Okay, so and like I said, my goal today is to click on every tab and to talk about everything. And that actually brings me to my next point, which is let's go click on everything. The first blue tab is admin, and those sections are admin, club info, and settings. I'm not going to read everything because you'll log into your website and you'll be able to see things. I do want to hit some high points. So on the admin pages, this is the admin page right here. You do have one tab that you might find useful, which is club info and settings. If I click on club info and settings, I can control all the different aspects of my club. When do we meet? Where do we meet? We have a handy Google map that kind of maps where you meet depending on the address you give us. You know, do you have a public email that you want to, you know, people like a website email address, you know, that maybe it's your site admin or whoever. So this is the club info page, and this is actually a good time to mention. That's all I'm going to say because we have so much to cover that I don't want to get too much into it. You can change your logo here. You can do a lot of different things. It's very, we highly encourage you to explore the club website. A lot of people, they land here, they see a lot of commands, and they think, well, you know, I'm not sure where to go. Please do explore ClubRunner. ClubRunner runs very deep. What we're going to talk about today, we're going to skim the surface today. There's a lot of other stuff that we just won't have time to cover. So that's the admin section. Now you can see there's all these other things like what's ClubRunner Mobile? Well, most of the admin section is a lot of help. For example, when I mean it's a lot of help, if I click on ClubRunner Mobile, it actually gives me a little splash page about, hey, do you know about our mobile app? And I hope that you and your entire club and your entire district, if the district is with us, knows about the ClubRunner mobile app. It's free. That's a big thing. You can get it free for Android. You can get it free for Apple. But if you want to find out about certain things, you can, for example, like if I click play, it'll actually play this video. There's a little 1-minute video that tells you what the mobile app is, and also, you know, it describes, so you know, what the mobile app does. So I'm going to go back to admin and admin, okay? And so up along the admin tabs, you'll get all the different help styles. So for example, help guides. If you're to click on help guides, it loads this up. Now I want to spend just a second on this. I'm going to do that. I did that pretty fast and on purpose, but I'm going to do it again. Admin and admin. All these gray tabs, I clicked here on help guides right here. If I were to click on help guides, what this is it's 10 p.m., it's 6 a.m., it's the weekend. You're not able to call us. So this is a great help resource for when you're not able to reach us over the phone. So what is ClubRunnerSupport.com? And let me just write that down because it is worth knowing that ClubRunner Support, www.clubrunnersupport.com, is our, you can think of it as ClubRunner's Wikipedia. these articles, these videos, they always get updated. So what that means is you can find help yourself. So for example, I touched the attendance button. I jumped the gun a little bit, but let's say you're the club secretary, you really want to focus on digitizing your attendance, or you heard that, hey, with ClubRunner I can do attendance on my iPad. And you're like, oh, how do you do that? So first thing, type in the word attendance and see what you get. If you click on search, this is only internally to our help site, so you can see a little introduction to attendance, and maybe if videos you like those, there's a video that goes over our attendance module, so you can actually watch something. So that's what ClubRunnerSupport.com does. It's an online help resource. This is for your entire club and for your entire district. The really nice thing about finding articles, I'm going to go back and load the attendance video, is that every article and every video has a URL. You can email this to, let's say you're a district admin, you want to email this to all your club secretaries and say, hey, if you got ClubRunner, watch this little video. It's going to tell you how to use your club's attendance module. Okay, so that's what ClubRunnerSupport.com is. So I just wanted to cover that. And I'm sorry, I'm jumping between the tabs here. I'm going to keep ClubRunnerSupport.com open because we might refer back to it. Okay. So you're actually here attending, but if you're curious about, hey, what about all the other webinars? If you click here on webinars, it'll actually load our public webinars page, and you can sign up for the next several webinars. Like I said, they're all free, and a lot of them are pre-recorded, including this one, which, well, not pre-recorded, I'm sorry, it will be recorded and put up on the website later. So I'm going to, actually, I guess there's one last thing I really want to talk about. If you click on admin, then you click here on contact support. Let's say you have a question and you're like, boy, that Essentials webinar, we really whizzed through a lot of stuff. I really have a question about attendance. If you click here, I have a attendance question, you'll email support directly. So what happens here is you're sending us an email directly into our support queue. We have a support staff ready to answer your questions. So please do feel free to email us anytime, night and day. We will grab your email and we'll respond to it, and you'll be in discussion. You'll have an email discussion thread with one of our support staff. Okay? I'm just going to close and leave this. Okay, I want to talk about My ClubRunner. So My ClubRunner is the next tab up top. Now, by the way, this is the club website. The district website is a little bit different. I was very torn between, should I talk about district? I would love to. And in fact, if we have some district questions, I would love to answer them. So if we need to jump to a district site, we will. But I'm going to keep things to club website. The district website, first of all, it's district because it won't say Rotary Club. It'll say district, such and such. And then secondly, the top tabs it'll be the same kind of interface and layout, but they'll be labeled a little differently because district, and I don't know if you've ever seen a zone, a Rotary zone. And then, so the menus slightly change depending on the type of website you're on, but most of what we're doing today, it'll be to either club or generic organization. Okay, so I'm going to click here on My ClubRunner. The My ClubRunner tab, this is, it does not matter. This is actually important. It does not matter what access level you are. We talked about access levels as, what are the things you can do. But in fact, if you're like, hey, that access level, that sounds kind of cool. I'm going to go to ClubRunner support, and I'm going to type in, hey, well, what access levels are there? And if I actually type that in, we have a little article that says, hey, what access levels are there? So it does not matter what access level you are. Is if you can log in to this private member area, you can access the My ClubRunner section. So this My ClubRunner section is open to all members. So every member of your club can click on My ClubRunner and access these different things. Okay, so My Profile will take you to your profile, My Commitments. I don't want to talk about that just because I know we're kind of already going through the time here. But so all of these is commands. These great commands are accessible by everybody. There is one thing I want to cover, which is at least one thing I want to cover, which is Email Message Center. Let's compose a very quick email. You've logged into ClubRunner and you've landed on your administration page, and now you're wondering, well, how do I just want to send an email to my club just for whatever reason. So one way to do it, and here's the thing with ClubRunner, and I should write this down so you can see it, is that there sometimes is more than one way to do something. So in other words, What I mean by that is to access email, you can go to Communication and Email Services, or you can go to My ClubRunner and Email Message Center. Now, I know you're thinking, well, why do you have 7 different ways, or a couple different ways? The reason we have different ways is because people find their way to certain commands using their own style, their own method, their own rationale. It's not as bad as you think to have 5 different ways. You don't need to know all the different 5 ways. Use the one that you find the most convenient. So for a lot of people, that is My ClubRunner and Email Message Center will take them, and they will actually start to compose an email. So what we're going to do is we're going to create a very quick email in ClubRunner, and I want to write this down about email, okay, since we're talking about email, and I'll try to not to do a deep dive, but email in ClubRunner. ClubRunner is an outbox, not an inbox. Okay, so let's talk about that briefly. What I mean by that is that we are a broadcast messaging tool. You send emails out of ClubRunner to all your membership, or maybe even other people in your district, or your district governor, whoever. As soon as they respond, it doesn't come back to ClubRunner. It comes back to the email that is set up in your member profile. If you have a Gmail, AOL, Hotmail, Yahoo, whatever email address, the responses go back there. So ClubRunner is not an inbox. You use ClubRunner to transmit or broadcast messages. Now, why would you do that? Because a lot of you probably have MS Outlook or Apple or Gmail. The reason you use ClubRunner, first of all, you always have your club and district membership wherever you are, because there's no reason to have an address book. We get everything. We store all the, like, who's the DG and who are the secretaries and all that. We store that for you. Secondly, our emails have stats. So I'll just call the 6A email stats, okay? And we're going to get into it. First, let's write an email. So just so you understand, when I write an email, I'm just sending it out. There's when they respond, it'll go back to your Gmail or whatever address, okay? So I'm going to click on Compose New Message, and right here, it's going to allow me to send a message. I'm going to send a very quick message, okay? All right, and now you'll notice I'm skipping a bunch of stuff. Like, wait, what's all this template stuff? What's all this? For the sake of time, like I said, we're not doing a deep dive today. I'm going to skip, certain, like, you can actually make your email. For example, hey, can I insert an image into my email and make it? It's called inline, meaning you can actually make it display inside your email. Can you? You sure can. It's right here. Here's an image, right? So now I did that really fast. I'm not going to do that again because I don't want to get too advanced. But yeah, like I said, when you're in ClubRunner Explore, there's a ton of stuff you can do. And just because you see one thing, it may lead to 5 other things, because there's all kinds of things. For example, this is called mail merge field. Did you know, for example, you can email everyone's member ID? This is completely random, and I'm not going to cover it, but you can actually send database fields and individualize them for all your members. I'm not going to get any deeper than that, but if I were to send this as an email to, say, 30 people, it would not say $member ID, because I know that doesn't look very pretty. It would actually be the specific person you're sending to. It would be their member ID. That's kind of the power of the mail merge fields. I'm going to get rid of that. We're not going to get that fancy. I'm going to type up a very quick message, and I'm going to say, hello club, how are you? Okay, and now I'm going to pick my recipients, which is right here. Step 1, I actually skipped the step 2, but step 1, you get to pick who you're going to send it to. And because I can already sense that we're kind of, getting a little out of time, I'm just going to choose active and honorary members. Now you can go, you have granular control, meaning if I click the plus sign, I can drill down into all my groups, and let's say, hey, I don't want to send it to everybody. I just want to send it here. I'm going to uncheck. I'm going to click the plus sign beside active and honorary. I'm going to click expand, and I only want to send to Aaron, Kathy, these are all fake names, Norma, and Johnny, and I'm going to send to those 4 people. Okay, and I can do that, or I can send to my whole club, or I can send to one person, and it's all up to you. So I'm just going to here, I'll just send to one person. Okay, I know I said I was going to send it to the whole club, but hey, we got to, I'm just going to send it to one person so you can see how that works. Okay, now one nice thing about email that maybe not every email program has now, I'm going to scroll down very quickly. Yes, we've got the message body. Yes, you can insert images and even make things bold and red. I'm going to make this bold. I'm going to make the size a little bit bigger. okay, and I don't know, I'll make the text color red for whatever reason, actually the background color, so I'll make the text color red. Okay, there you go. You can experiment with the email, make it look as nice as you want. And then I'm going to scroll down. You can add an attachment. That's step 3. You can CC yourself. I'm going to skip step 3 and 4. I want to go to step 5 and talk about scheduling. You can send an email right now. That's kind of the default value. 90 to 95% of the time, you're just going to want to send the email and have it done with. If you schedule an email, why would you do that? You're going on a trip this weekend, as an example, and you're going to be out of town, but you want to make sure your club is aware of an important meeting or such and such next week. You can schedule this email to go out on Saturday at 9 a.m. and you don't have to do anything. So you can just schedule this email, and then you go out of town, and the system will trigger to send the email to the people you select Saturday, July 20th at 9 in the morning. And you can actually look like a nice big hero because you're like, oh, you're so conscientious. You sent an email at 9 a.m. That's fantastic. So I'm going to click the send button really fast. I actually don't want to schedule. I'm going to send it right now. Okay, I'm going to click send, and it says, hey, do you want to send the email to one recipient? I'm going to click OK. And that's it. Of course, I can send it to the whole club, but I'm going to send it. And there's my very quick message. You'll notice it is queued for sending. Now, this will go up pretty quick because there's only one recipient. You may have, if it's your district, you might have thousands of recipients, in which case an email can take up to an hour or more to send. That might be worth writing down, okay, for emails. So emails could take 1 hour or longer. Okay, it depends on your recipient list. Okay, it also depends also on our email queue. Okay, so what do I mean by email queue? You could be sending an email, and it could be middle of the day on a random Wednesday or Thursday, and let's say you only send to 5 people. It could still take up to an hour. Why? Because the email queue, it consolidates all the emails we're sending out. If you're stuck in the queue behind a district who is sending 5,000 emails, we will process 5,005 emails. So we do our best to prioritize, and this email is smaller and such, but email is never instant anyways. Ours is a bit slower. Now there's a reason for that. Not just the district, the queue, like absolutely you might be behind a district and they're sending emails. Here's another reason. I'm going to click here on My ClubRunner and Email Message Center. There's another reason for us, sending, which is this. Now, this is still queued for sending, as you can see. You're like, oh, it should have sent by now. It might be behind, a large email. So I'm going to talk about an email that we already sent because remember the keyword, I'm going to bring it up again, is stats. So let's look at this. This is an email that was previously sent. I'm going to click here. And, this is the actions column, and I can actually view the email that was sent. So if you don't remember that, actually I'll click view. It might be here. I'll go here for test email. Okay. If you don't remember, did I send it to Peter Bowman, that email last week? You can actually check the email and see the list of recipients. I did send it to Peter. Fantastic. That's very nice. So I'm going to click go back here. But this test email, I want to see the stats for it. So if I click here and I click on stats, I'm going to view the stats for this email. And like I said, I'm sorry I went kind of quick there, but I'm almost halfway through the time here, so I want to keep going. So you'll see that this is a subject, and most importantly, what is happening with sending these emails. This email was dropped. Why? Well, this is a fake email address, so it's absolutely going to be dropped. It could bounce. It could it could send. In fact, you can even see if people open this email. I don't want to delve into stats only because I'm glancing at the clock. So what I do want to say is that you can not only send emails, but see what happens after you send your emails. A lot of districts, they rely on these stats because they say, we send a district bulletin once a month. It takes time for our district admins. Is it worth it? Are 50 to 75% of our recipients, are they reading the email? You can check the stats after you send an email or a bulletin. Okay, so that is a little bit of email now. Now, the next, I talked a little bit about ClubRunner. I'm going to change gears here. I'm sorry, I talked a little bit about email. Now, there's still a ton of things in my ClubRunner, and actually communication is the next one. There's still things here. Please do check out the email traffic report. This is what actually tells you, you can see what's going out and, what your average emails are. If you're a website administrator, you can see the email activity for your entire club here. Manage blocked emails is another important one. Manage blocked emails, what it means, now we're going to have a ton because we have all these fake emails, but, are people receiving their emails? Hopefully, when you click on communication manage blocked emails, this blocked emails list will be empty. It might not always be that you can come here and see someone calls your emails and says, hey, have you sent a club email? Because I'm not getting them. They might be blocked or their email might have bounced. I don't want to dive any deeper than that because we definitely can. I just want you to know that if you click on communication and manage blocked emails, you'll come to blocked emails. And then you'll be like, hey, that sounds really important. Shouldn't I know more about that? Well, just type in blocked emails into clubrunnersupport.com. And of course, we have a ton of articles. And of course, please do call us if you have any questions about blocked emails. So I'm going to keep going. The next thing I want to talk about is Bulletin and New Bulletin Beta. I'm actually going to skip Bulletin for the sheer purpose of time, and I'm going to jump right to New Bulletin Beta. Okay, so I'm going to click on New Bulletin Beta and New Bulletin Beta. What is this? Bulletins are a more visually rich email. So at its core, a bulletin is an email, but instead of the email looking like, hello, John, did you get my report, whatever, your bulletin actually looks like this. So this is an example of a bulletin. People actually receive this in their email, and this could be, hey, it's Christmas, just our Rotary Club, which is all of our members, happy holidays, etc. So you can make your emails more visually rich with the bulletin. So let me go back here. I will probably stop it there, and you're probably wondering, wait a second, no, I want to learn more about this. Well, I'm very glad you do. Just make sure to type in the word bulletins into clubrunnersupport.com, and actually, if you click here on ClubRunner, we actually have, if you go to the homepage, we actually have a full bulletin manual where you can see how you create a bulletin, what's it all about, what are all the steps. And like I said, today is not a deep dive, it's barely a shallow dive. Today, I just want you to know what ClubRunner can do for you and your club. And bulletins is a huge part of ClubRunner. We have a lot of users using the bulletin system. And there's a lot of aspects and facets that I would love to talk about. We actually have a webinar devoted just to bulletins. So if you click on New Bulletin Beta and New Bulletin Beta, you'll come to Bulletin Home. After that, please explore. Please create a bulletin. Please go to clubrunnersupport.com. If you're not getting the help you need using our clubrunnersupport.com website, please call or email us, okay? I want to move to contacts. If I click on contacts and manage contacts, okay, so what is a contact? It's literally the contact on your phone. So, I'm sorry, it's literally like the contact on your phone. It's not a contact on your phone. I apologize. So what I mean by that is you have your, most people have phones and they put in a contact and it's Joe, he's the CEO of a company, and Mary, she's, I don't know, my child's teacher. This is what contacts does. It stores both Rotarian or member and non-member data, non-member information alike. So a contact, it includes, by the way, you can see your members as contacts. So if you want to click and see all your members, then your members all have contact info. So you can see your members, or you can say, you know what, I already know about my members. I just want to include the people who are not members. So a contact could be, for example, a speaker who comes and gives a great talk to your club, or it could be a business owner who's very interested in partnering with your organization. You can store all that information here. I once again will probably have to stop it there. But please do explore contacts. You can use it as a way to store information that your whole club can access, because once you store a contact, then the website admins and other users with higher levels of access can access your contacts. I'm going to stop it there just because, once we go, we can actually keep going and diving deep. So please do explore your contacts, okay? And most clubs and districts will have contacts. I'm going to click here on membership, okay? What membership is, it's a way for you to organize the members, the people who are part of your club or organization, okay? I'm just going to click on membership and members list. So this is a list of our members, okay? What this is now this is not open to everyone. What I mean by that is, when I'm going to go back to, we talked about access levels, right? Access levels is really important here. If you don't have the access level, in fact, half the things I'm clicking on, if you don't have the access level, you will not be able to access a lot of these sections we're talking about. Bulletin, everybody can send an email, but some of the like active members list, this is not open to your entire, the reason you're coming here is to look at and to possibly change member information. You do not want all your club or organization members messing with other people's information. That's why we have, and this is actually a good dovetail into the access levels, that's why we have all these, I'm going to make this text a little bit bigger, okay? That's why we have all these access levels, okay? So you'll notice a lot of level 70s in your club. That's on purpose. Level 70 is your basic access. And what that means is they'll be able to log in, they can send emails, and they can kind of edit their own profile information, but they cannot come here to active member list where you can actually touch and change and to update someone's email. This is for example, a working example would be your club secretary. Your club secretary would need to come here and maybe, Johnny Black, he told me his phone number is updated, so let's change his phone number. So the active member list is a place for you to come and look at and edit other members' profiles. And like I said, if you don't have the access level, you cannot touch other people's profiles. And it kind of goes without saying, but I'll say it anyways. Be careful of the access levels you dole out. If you're a website administrator, you should be thoughtful of what access levels everyone should get. Of course, club secretary, club treasurer, people like that, they need access to do their jobs. Be wary of what access levels you give to everyone. If you're just not sure and you're like, I'm not really sure I should give this person access, just start everybody off at level 70. I'm going to write this out because the 70 and 30 and all this other stuff, let's just very briefly, okay, access levels, it goes like this. 70 is the lowest, 30 is the highest. So 70, 60, 50, 40, 30, okay? And so this is the lowest. This means basic level access. This is the highest, administrative access. Okay, 30 is admin, okay? At club level only. Okay, so this access level, this 30, 70, 50, whatever you've got, it doesn't apply to district. District has its own set of access levels. So if you're logging into the district, hey, I'm a level 30 on club, why can't I be an admin on district? Nope, doesn't work like that. The level 30, these numbers have no bearing on the district level, okay? I'm actually going to stop with member list just because I realize there's a ton of other things we can talk about. I want to talk very briefly about friends. If you click on membership and then friends, you will have friends of the club, supporters, patrons, whatever you want to call them. You can list, for example, there's I'll take a real world example. I won't use names. There's a Rotary Club, a local car dealership supports the Rotary Club. They even host events and they partner with them. So that car dealership would be in the lead of the car dealership. He'd be in the friends group. And that's where you store that information because your club execs will be like, hey, I'm going to use a fake name. Hey, Ted, we have an event. Could we, you use the grounds on your car dealership, whatever. So that's what Friends is, the Friends group is for. It's for you to store all the people who are associated with your club but are not necessarily members of your club. Okay, so I'm going to click here on membership. We're going to get to download member data. That's something I want to touch upon. Okay, but the next thing I want to talk about is actually I'll do one last thing, and I know we're going over time, so membership, and then I want to talk about search member directory because that's kind of important. You're not always going to know the full name of someone. I talked to someone, his name was Ted. What's his last name? I'm not sure, but he was a really nice guy, and I wonder if I can get a hold of him. If you click here on search member directory, okay, this is the club directory. So if I type in, I'm actually not sure if there's a TED, so let's find out if there is. You can search through your member directory, club member directory, and see, okay, well, I'm at, especially this is really useful. By the way, the district, also the district level, has the same member search. It's probably not as useful at your club level because you probably know everybody in your club or organization, but the district level, let's try John. The district level will have this same member search, and you can search for all the members in your district. So there you go, there's Johnny Black, fake email, all that stuff, fake phone number, okay? So that's what membership search member directory is for. I want to talk about organization, and I know I'm grinding gears here, but we're going to try and get through this, all the blue website tabs. That's the goal for today. So organization is the next tab over. This is, first one was your membership, and this is for individual members. Organization is like the big picture for your club or organization. So for example, I want to define my execs and directors, my executives and directors. Well, who's going to be the president? Who's the director of operations? Who's, the treasurer? All that stuff, it gets defined here. Okay, so this is what happens when you click on organization, executives, and directors. And that's as deep as I'm going to go. I want to talk about committees very quickly. What committees do you have? You may or may not have. For example, a membership committee, a new projects committee, a fundraising committee. All of that stuff gets defined and organized in the committees module. The treasurers, if I click on organization and dues and billing, and I'm going to do that twice because this is actually where a lot of treasurers live, is inside the dues and billing module. Organization and then dues and billing will bring me to billing home. Treasurers for clubs and organizations, this is where you generate your invoices for your club members. So your dues, your meal expenses, what have you, they all get defined here at dues and billing. Would you like to find out more? I'm sure you would, and you probably know my answer just because we're running out of time. Just type in dues and billing. We have videos, we have PDFs, we have articles, and of course, please do call us. If you're struggling or you're finding maybe you're stuck on step 7 in one of the instructions. Oh, okay, I want to talk about organization and documents really fast. So private documents. This is your club's Dropbox. Okay, this might warrant writing this out because some of you may not know you even have this. So private documents. Okay. It's your clubs or districts for district level own private Dropbox. I'm going to put that in quotes because it's not really Dropbox, of course. But so what can you do in private documents? You host files, Excel files, Word files, PDFs, whatever you'd like. We can't host video files. That's actually a common question. So you can't store videos in private documents. It's just the videos are too big. But what this section lets you do is you store information here, whether it be let's say it's your club charter or what have you, and then you can open it up to your entire club. So other club members, regardless of access level, can still access documents. However, if you have an access level of, remember we talked about access level, let me bring it back up on the screen. If you have the basic access level 70, you can't delete, you can't edit, you can download. So you get read-only access if you're a low access level, but you can, look at a file and even download it and all that stuff. Now, you can also, private documents, you can still make these documents public. So if you want, say, I don't know, it's a PDF brochure of a menu or something for an event coming up, you store it in private documents, you can still make that public and you can share it on your homepage. Okay, so private documents, hopefully you'll find that to be really useful. I'm going to skip over most of the other stuff in organization. We talked about dues and billing and documents. I want to talk about RI integration. And so RI integration is, what it basically means is if your club's database is synced with Rotary International. I'm going to click on RI integration. The first one is RI integration settings. Here's what this means. If our integration is turned on, then the changes you make in your club website automatically go up to the Rotary International website. This is also worth writing down. Okay, our integration works like this. Okay, so our integration equals changes on club automatically get sent to RI. And by the way, you may not have a club website, so I'm going to put in bracket if you log in through the district site. If the district is ClubRunner, then that's just fine. Changes on club or district automatically get sent to RI. It's a manual process in reverse. Okay, what do I mean by that? So you make a change, let's say you change your phone number, email, you move, whatever. You make a change on RI's site, on myrotary.org. That, you have to grab that change manually. The automatic process happens from club or district up to RI. So if you think of a building with 3 levels, club is the lowest, and then district, okay, and then RI, okay. The elevator always travels up automatically. You have to take the stairs down. So what I mean by that is, if you want auto changes, try to make them at the club site. Of course, you're going to need to log on to myrotary.org for certain tasks. If you can, if you're doing like member changes, adding a member, terminating a member, try to do it on the club website. If your club doesn't have a club website, try to do it on the district website if your district is with ClubRunner. That's how our integration works. It works automatically up, but it works manually down this chain. Okay? I'm actually going to skip the rest of our integration. Boy, there's a ton of other stuff I'd love to talk about, but I can see the time already. So there's a ton of tools in our integration. It is a slightly larger task, but it's worth it, because if you set it up, then the changes will happen automatically. And the whole purpose of our integration is so that you only need to do things once. Do it on the club, it automatically flows up to RI. If there's any problems, issues, we'll report them to you. We make sure that you know there's a problem with you added the member Dan Smith and Dan's didn't go through. We'll report that to you, so you'll know what's going on. Okay? I want to talk about attendance, which I kind of did a sneak peek at the beginning of this whole thing. If I click on attendance, and then I'm just going to click on dashboard. So this is club level attendance. What do I mean by club level attendance? Club level attendance, you can take per member attendance. You can keep track of all your members' attendance. Then there is district level attendance. This might be worth writing down. So let's talk about attendance real quickly. Okay, club versus district, and there is no RI. I'm going to get to what this means in a second. So club level attendance, you can take your members' attendance. John attended last week's meeting, Mary and Sue and Frank and whoever. District, it works differently. The district level attendance, and if you, like I said, if you don't have a ClubRunner website, you can use the district's website, but the district level attendance is much more stripped down. They are looking at percentages, meeting percentages. Okay, what that means is district does not keep track of Mary and Sue and Frank and whoever. It just says this week's attendance was 70%, next week's attendance was, I don't know, 65%. So that's what district keeps track of. And RI, what do I mean by there is no RI? You don't go to RI to keep track of your club attendance. RI does monitor your club and district attendance, and by that I mean they check, like, hey, how is this club doing in terms of membership, and are people coming to the events? So, but RI is looking at the big picture stuff, because there's 1 million people across the world who are Rotarians, 1 million plus actually. What is the overall percentages and stuff like that. So they're not looking at how is Mary and Sue's club attendance percentage. They're looking at big picture stuff. So you don't really go to myrotary.org to do attendance. Okay, that's it. I will not talk about attendance any further. Boy, I'd love to. Now there's 2 tabs beside attendance: website and new website beta. I'm not going to, once again, just like bulletin, I'm going to skip website, and I'm sorry to do that, but I'm going to go to new website beta, because a lot of you may be new to ClubRunner. You may not know what's this new website beta thing. If I click on new website beta, okay, it gives me, remember, like I said, if I click on any blue tab, nothing's going to load. So I'm going to click on new website beta, and then the only thing that when it loads, I will click on a gray tab, and that will load a page. So I'm going to click on new website beta, and I'm going to go to home page designer. Now I can go to welcome. If you're brand new to new website beta, it's actually worth it to click on welcome, because it actually lists all these pages, and it gives you like, it's like a splash page. But I know I want to edit my home page. Here's my home page right here. Okay, I want to, I don't know, let's add what's this thing? Why is this here? This was actually a test from from last week's webinar, but I want to get rid of this thing that says my name. We definitely want to take that off. So how do we edit the home page? I'm going to click here. I'm going to click on New Website Beta. I'm going to click on Homepage Designer. Homepage Designer, we try our hardest to make it look like PowerPoint. What do I mean by that? I mean, if you hover and drag your mouse over certain things, see how everything turns blue or gray? I can edit all the different elements of my homepage just by clicking over it. So, for example, here's my top menu, and there's Mickey. It's like, oh boy, I don't need to. I got to get rid of that button. How do we change that? I'm going to hover over. Okay, I'm going to click Edit Navigation. Okay, and then this is our homepage menu, and the left to right orientation corresponds to top to bottom. Let me repeat that. So what I mean by that is the menu flows from left to right here, and on here, just for screen real estate, it flows from top to bottom. So About Us, the next one is Get Involved, right? The next one is News and Updates, so I have to scroll down. The very bottom one, or in other words, the one on the very right side, Mickey, is right here. And I'm going to delete this thing because I don't want that on my homepage, so I'm going to click Delete, and it says, hey, you sure you want to do that? I'm going to click OK, and Mickey's gone. So, and then now here's the thing. You're going to go here, and you're going to be like, oh, wait, it's still here. What happened? Why didn't it change? You have to click Publish when you're here. And I'm sorry. I know I'm jumping between the home page and the website designer. I'll try and slow down just a bit, but not too much. I'll try and slow down a little bit. You have to click Publish. You have to click Publish menu. The changes will not go live. Like now, for the shrewd people, you might be like, I'm going to go back to the home page, which is right here, and I'm going to click. You're like, hey, you have to reload or you have to refresh. Of course, it hasn't gone away. You haven't refreshed the home page. I'm going to refresh the home page. It's still here. You have to go here. You have to click Publish menu. It says, hey, you sure want to do that? Because you can make changes in the background without publishing. And I say, no, I want it live. I'm going to click OK. It's going to take about 2 seconds to publish. And it says, hey, menu has been published. You're ready to go. If I go back to my home page, which is right here, and then I reload now, let's look at this, Mickey. If I refresh, fingers crossed, Mickey is gone. Okay, that is an example of using. Now that's great. I'm going to click here on Go Back, and I can keep going down and editing more of my homepage. You'll see Mickey is gone here. You know, hey, you know what I want to do is I want to add a really nice title. So I'm going to drag in an element, and I'm going to just start typing something. Use the word something, and I'm going to make it bold, and I'm going to make it huge. Let's make it this big. And I'm going to center it. And, you know, why not italicize it too? And guess what? I'm actually editing the home page. Now, the nice thing about this Live Designer is you have previews. So if I click this and say, you know what, I don't want it to go live yet. This word something, you know, there's this, you know, it's not done. So if you click here, you can actually get a preview of what your website will look like. Now remember, this is not live. So if I go here and I reload, it's not live because I'm not. I haven't published this. Now, for those shrewd watchers, you might see tablet and mobile phone. Guess what? You can get a tablet or a mobile phone preview of your website. You can leave your phone on your desk, or you don't even need it. We give you a preview of what your website will look like on a mobile phone. It's not 100% accurate, and you know, iPhones are different than Android, or different than, you know, the latest phones versus older phones, but it's also something so you can get a quick look like, hey, I don't like this. We can fix this, right? This is something you may not know. You won't see this. For example, like we can absolutely fix this. You know, I don't like the text here. Well, you won't see that on your live page because it looks really nice on a giant a laptop or desktop screen, but you will notice it on a mobile device, and we have mobile previews for you. So you can do something to fix this, okay? And by the way, that's there on purpose because that's part of our webinars is what we do to fix things. Okay, I'm going to get rid of something. Okay, and there you go. And now I'm gonna. This is something brand new, and I know I'm running out of time, but I really want to talk about this. Whoops! I closed this whole tab. Oh man, where did I go? I have to go back to the member area. I have to edit my page. Did I go to website or new website beta? I don't remember at all. Now, for those of you who are very, very shrewd, you may see this. Okay, this little pencil icon. Now I'm still logged in. I just closed the tab, but I'm still logged into the site. This is a shortcut to go jump right into editing your home page. You will find this on every page, okay? So I'm going to do that again because it's worth noting that this is, let's say I go to my, I'm going to go here to this page called History, right? And it's a page, and I'd have to go through and check the library and stuff like that, and you're like, I'm going to need to log in, and I think this is a custom page, and what's it called? I think it's called History. You don't need to do that anymore. Click here and edit the page, and you're off to the races. Okay, so I definitely wanted to mention that, even though I'm running out of time. Just to note that you can do that right here. Okay, I'm going to go back to the member area. Okay, actually here, I'm sorry, hold on one second. I'm going to open it in a new tab so I keep my home page open, okay? And like I said, I do apologize. I'm clicking like crazy, but we're kind of running out of time. So that was that was new website beta. There's a ton of things that, of course, I didn't even talk about. But like I said, I want you to know that this exists. One of the things that we get when we talk to people on the phone or we get emails is, boy, I really wish you guys had a report section. And lo and behold, this is a great segue into the report section. I actually talked to a president of Pets, and she told me, man, I really want to report. Can you show me how to do that in MS Excel? And I showed her the report section, and this is not a lie, she was extremely excited because they were a ClubRunner subscriber. She didn't know that we had a bunch of pre-built reports. So let's dovetail into reports. So after new website beta is a section reports. This is both pre-built, and you can make your own custom-made reports for your club. So let's talk about pre-built first. If I click here on eDirectory Reports 2.0, what these are PDF and Word documents that already have, for example, all my members. I want to print all my members on a page and give it to the people who don't have email access at my club. You don't have to type anything. It's already built for you. We have that information. So what you do is you click. Now you'll notice some of these, the Word and the PDF icons are grayed out. You can click Regenerate here to regenerate, any report you want. But there are reports that are already ready. This one's a little bit old. You'll notice this is too old. It's 2018. If I click Regenerate, it'll update. It takes about half an hour to update a report. So you click Regenerate, come back here in half an hour, and you can download this report. Let's download the PDF version. So I'm going to download the PDF version because, of course, PDF, that means you can email it to anybody you want. So here's the PDF. You'll notice there's no visual trickery. I did not type any of this. This is pre-built. It's everybody's phone number. It's everybody's photo. You can print this. You can, give this to anybody in your club who's like, I really need a printed directory. Can you help me out? And just tell them, yeah, I'm going to spend 3 hours tonight, and I'll type this out for you. They don't need to know you only clicked, one button. So there you go. So that's an example of a pre-built report. Now let's talk about custom reports. So an example, actually I want to talk about a couple more pre-built reports just because you might be like, hey, how old is our club generally speaking? Boy, I really wish we had an age distribution report, which you actually already have. If I click on age distribution, you can get a breakdown of how many young people do you have? How many people who are maybe in their 50s or whatever? And I don't want to. 50 is pretty young, so I better watch my language. What is the age demographic of our club? So you can there's actually a pie chart. This is a relatively young club, and I'm just glancing at it because green is 30 to 39, yellow is 40, so at least half the club is 50 and below. Now I'm not guessing. I'm looking at the hard data. It's already here for you. So check out these reports. That's another example of a pre-built report. I want to talk about download member data, even though I'm kind of running out of time, but I definitely want to talk about download member data. Okay, download member data is a way for you to access every point in our database. So what do I mean by that? Here's all the fields you can access, you can query, you can say, actually the first thing I actually do, let me do that, I know I did that really fast, reports and download member data. The first thing I do is I click here on select all because I actually don't want this. It's going to give you a giant Excel file. What you do in download member data is you export Excel files. I'm going to click on select all and then, okay, I definitely want people's first and last names. Maybe I want their membership type. Are they honorary? I'm not really sure. And maybe I want their club position. Are they secretary? And I definitely want their email address. And you know what? While I'm at it, give me their, where's their cell number? I'm going to get their cell number too. And, you know, so in other words, I'm building a report from scratch, but once you get good at using download member data and presidents and club secretaries and whoever, you know, it doesn't take much practice to learn how to do this because here's how quickly I can build this report. Okay, fine, I've picked a couple fields. I'm going to scroll down and I can say, you know what? Yeah, I want everybody, so I'm going to choose all, even my ex-members. I want to know, for whatever reason, I want to know their emails and stuff because maybe I need to email them. So member type is all. I can choose just active members, just honorary, what have you, but you know what? I want all. I want everybody. The rest of this stuff we're not going to touch just because we're almost out of time. I'm going to click generate, and this is how quickly the report generates. So what happens is I got to choose what I want in the Excel file. If you click on generate, it says, okay, done, generated. Go to the bottom of the screen. So I'm going to scroll down to the bottom. I'm going to click download, and it's going to open up this file. This is a slower computer, so please bear with me while I open this Excel file. But you have now generated a custom Excel file. Once again, there's no typing involved in this. Here's the Excel file. Okay. Sorry, it's coming in. Give it a second. Okay. All right, let's go here. There it is. Perfect. Okay. Remember, I didn't type this. There's no visual special effects here. This is a customized Excel document that you could maybe, your secretary, your president, and maybe your membership chair is like, boy, you really need this information. I really wish we had it at our fingertips. You do. It's already there. Please check out download member data in ClubRunner. You can see, you know, once it's in Excel, you can start sorting things like, you know, I want to sort by the first column or I want to sort, you know, whatever. So once it's in Excel, it's very accessible. You can do a lot of data manipulation, especially if you're a kind of a more advanced user of Excel. Let me close this off, okay? I'm not going to save this. Okay, so boy, oh boy, events. I'm very, very sorry. We're officially running over time. I apologize, and I apologize in advance. I kind of knew this would happen, but events and event planner, I definitely want to talk about events, okay? And by the way, I know I'm whizzing along. If you have any questions, please do type them up. I know we're over time. If you can stay, I will be very happy to take your questions. So, events. What you can do with events here is you can create club events. So what does that mean? Well, fine, you can create a listing on your calendar. For example, we have a Christmas party. Oh, from 2016, this is all wrong, but that's okay. Like I said, this is our test club. So this is actually the Christmas party 2019. So I'm going to click here, and I'm going to just, it might be easier just to show what an event does. Is it, first of all, it goes on your calendar, and I'm going to edit the details, and I know I'm whizzing through this. It's a Christmas party, and you know what? It's Christmas in July, so why not, right? I think some like stores do that thing, right? Where, hey, sale Christmas in July. I just want you to see that you can set this up for maybe July, I don't know, July 31st, whatever, right? So you can create, I'm actually creating an event. This is all live, and it's actually going to go, hey, it's Christmas in July, okay? All right. I probably didn't need to type that, but that's okay. So events allow you to manage whatever's happening in your club. So let's say it's your Christmas in July President's Dinner. Like, you know, a lot of presidents have had their inauguration. Boy, I'm just going to say dinner because it'll take me 5 minutes to spell inauguration. So there you go. This is going to go live, and not only, so I'm just going to click save, and I edited the details, okay? So it's July 31st. So I'm going to go back to my homepage, which is right here, and I'm going to go to our events calendar, and you can see that I have now made a little entry, Christmas in July President's Dinner. If I click on it, not only is this showing up on the calendar, people can register. And that's the big thing with events, is it's not just displaying something on a calendar, it's also turning on and turning off, if you want to, registrations. So now this says members. You can have non-members or guests. In other words, they're not part of my club, but maybe you're opening this president's dinner to the public, and you're going to book a hall, and you want all friends and family, and all the people who are surrounding your Rotary community to come to this thing. You can allow your members to register, and if you wanted to, if I click the edit registrations option, I know some of you have not really seen this. If I allow public registration, now anybody can register for this event. Okay. Now let's see, I might need to publish. Let's see if okay. Yeah, I need to, might be a quick little thing. So here, just give me 2 seconds. Let's see if I can get this to activate. I am very much trying to, whiz through this. So, okay, public, okay. Let's see if I can get that going. Okay. And I'm sorry, I'm going a little too fast here, but okay. So, I guess I'm going to have to wrap up events because there's still a couple things I want to talk about. This will allow you to not only put events on your homepage, but allow people to register. Okay, so it's really useful. For example, you're booking, I don't know, a restaurant. The restaurant only has 50 seats. Well, you got to send out, and then the first 50 respondents, they'll come to your event. Or you just need a rough head count to say, you know what, maybe maybe we'll only have 30 seats, but we'll at least have a rough head count with the RSVP. Okay, I'm going to stop with events, because there's way more we can dive way deeper than that, but of course we won't, because I want to talk about volunteers, because we're almost done clicking on all the tabs. If I click on volunteers and then I click on welcome, so what is volunteers? Volunteers is a way for you to manage volunteers for all your events or for all the activities that are happening in your Rotary Club. Okay, so I'm going to click on view sign-up lists. Essentially what we're saying is, in this volunteers module, let's say you have this July dinner, right? It's a president's dinner or whatever, what have you. You're going to need people to help set up the hall. You're going to need people to, I don't know, maybe drive some of your older members. You name it. You can manage all that online. One of the big things that a lot of charitable organizations do, the Salvation Army bell ringing. I know that's something that's kind of a common throughout a lot of clubs and organizations. And of course, bell ringing, it's a completely volunteer run activity. You can manage your volunteer lists here. So you can, what do I mean by manage? What I mean by that is you can, this is a pre-built sign-up list, you can have all these shifts. Now, this is kind of a generic looking thing. You're like, oh, this doesn't look, you can change the name of everything. So for example, group one, maybe that is, group one is not very descriptive. Morning shift, okay, July 30th. I'm just making up dates now. Okay, 2019. Okay, so here's our morning shift. And then instead of shift one, you can call it volunteer. I hope you're starting to get an idea. Remember, this is not a deep dive. You can not only manage all your shifts, you can also invite people to sign up. So I'm going to click here, and I'm going to say, hey, come, just like you can send emails out of ClubRunner, you can send an email directly out of the volunteers module. You can, and I don't think we really mentioned it that much, but in Event Planner, you can send an email out of all the various modules. So for volunteers, if you click on Compose New Message, you can actually ask your club members to sign up. Hey, listen, we have all these open spots. We need it for such and such a volunteer task. Would you consider signing up? And they will get an email, and they can sit in their pajamas at 10 p.m. at night, check their email, and sign up for volunteer tasks. Okay, so now one other thing that you can do is you can also get reports. Reports is really handy with volunteers. Okay, well, I've got so many tasks, or so many open things. Who's been booked and who has not? In other words, I have a ton of things that I'm going to click here on summary report. There's a lot of open spots. I clicked here on show all. In other words, what am I missing? I need a ton. This is actually a very big volunteer list. What am I missing? One other big thing you can do, actually I'll leave it at that. I do apologize, I'm very, very sorry, but I want to talk about the one last tab, and I know I've already gone over time. So, but I just want you to know that volunteers exist, and you're probably thinking, maybe the gears are turning. Maybe like, yeah, maybe this will be useful. How do I find out more? And you, of course, know the answer. ClubRunnerSupport.com. Type in the word volunteers. We have a video. We have all kinds of stuff for you. And, of course, give us a call if you have more questions. Okay, last thing I want to talk about is help. The help tab is literally what it says. What's our support center? We have on-demand demos. What does that mean? Well, we have pre-recorded webinars. And a webinar like this, if a lot of people will not be able to attend today, obviously, we're going to throw it up here, and you'll be able to view the webinar and all kinds of different webinars at your own time, at your own leisure. You can pause it, you can fast forward and rewind, okay? Submit a ticket is a big one. I want to talk about this. This is, once again, that's just our way of saying send us an email. We call all of our emails tickets because we have a ticketing system that helps us organize the large amount of emails we get. So if you have a question, and maybe it's a sales question, maybe you're looking to sign up to ClubRunner, maybe it's support, maybe it's a district question, maybe you're thinking, hey, I've heard about this domain thing. What's this ClubRunner domain thing? You can send us an email, oh, what is a domain? Or, I'd like to purchase, this domain name, right? So you can do all that by emailing us, okay? And I'm going to leave this page. All right, I went over time, and I know I glossed over tons of stuff, but we did, I guess we achieved the goal of at least clicking on every top tab. So at least you now know an overview of ClubRunner and what all these modules are. What I'm going to do is I'm going to open the floor up to questions. Now, I'm going to get everyone's email address because you registered for this webinar, and we're going to send out a little follow-up email. So I'll try to send you as much, for example, I'll send you clubrunnersupport.com. I'll consider sending my notes, although they're a little messy. I'll see if I can clean this up, but I'll try to send you as much as I can. However, I know that you might have something, on your mind right now. I'm going to go through one by one, and I do see people leaving, so I know some of you have to leave. So by the time I, get to you, we might skip a few people because I know some people have to go. But I do want to see if we can answer some questions, and the only way I can do that is one by one. I'm going to only mention your first name, and I'm going to unmute the microphone. So Jean. I'll spell it if that's okay. Jeanne. Jean, do you have any questions at all?
I don't know. This is amazing.
Fantastic. Perfect. Thank you, Jean. I'm going to mute your microphone again. And Jean, if you do think of a question, please do type it, because the webinar, I know we're way over time. We're not going to end it. I wanted to see if we can answer any questions that you might have. And like I said, I apologize for going over time. Lisa, I don't know if... I think your microphone is muted, or you may not have a microphone, which is very valid. So, but Lisa, if you do have any questions, please do type them. Let's see whose microphone I can unmute next. Some people don't have microphones, so I'm not able to unmute them. Michael, do you have any questions at all? I turned your microphone on. I don't know if you can hear me. Oh, we got some questions. Okay. Michael, are you able to hear me? I don't know if he's got a... okay, I'm gonna mute that now. Actually, there's some questions typed, so I want to address those. This is also okay. Oh, okay. Since 4 p.m. continuing with. Okay, actually, JD, I got your question, JD. I think you're running down the list. JD, you will get the webinar started at 3 p.m. So I will make sure that everybody here gets some follow-up material, and including we're gonna as long as. Boy, my fingers are crossed. We've been recording this video, so I'll make sure you get a link to the video as well. Please do give me at least 24 hours to get all this stuff ready for you guys. Okay, so let's see if I can answer. Anybody else, Michael? Okay, Michelle, I turned on your microphone. Do you have any questions at all? I don't know if you can hear me, or I don't know if you can hear me, but you don't have a microphone to speak into. So please do type away. There is a spot for you to type questions. Patrick, do you have any questions? Do you have a microphone, or?
No, I don't. I don't know if you can hear me.
I can hear you just fine, Patrick. Is there, great, so no questions?
No questions. I think if I were to rate myself a club runner, user scale of 10, I'm probably about 7.5. What you shared with me probably put me up to a 9. So I appreciate, I learned some stuff. The event planner, I always had a question about that. I've just been given admin privileges, so I'm going to be playing around with this thing, especially the new website beta and the new bulletin beta. So thanks for that.
You're very welcome, Patrick. That's really great to hear. Patrick, if you don't mind, I'm going to mute your microphone, but that's awesome. I'm going to keep going. Peter, do you, I think you have a microphone.
Yes, I do. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Yeah, you can hear me. Are there any questions at all, Peter?
Yes, I have a question, and that is that I want to get a report that had my strategic plan onto the website. And you told me that I can write a report there, but how do I insert a report which is currently a Google Doc in Google Drive.
Okay. So this is a specific question, but I want to answer it anyway. So Peter, you have something on a Google Doc, and that's totally fine.
Yeah.
And you can share the Google Doc. This is an option. I'm not saying it's the perfect solution, but here's an option. You can consider. I'm going to click here on Organization, and I'm going to click here on Documents. So let me do that. So Organization, Documents. Google Doc you can like export to Word. I'm fairly certain you can export to Word and all that stuff. You can consider hosting a Word document or what have you here in private documents. Now, like I said, this may not be the perfect solution. What would this get you? Let's say you have a document on Google Docs, but your club members need to read them. Well, you can give them all the Google Doc login or share, or if you convert that Google Doc into a MS Word file and post it here to private documents, you've now made that document accessible to everybody in your club, regardless if they're access level 70 or, just a regular member. So it is something you can think about. Google Docs should let you bump out to a Word file, and then you can store that Word file. I'm just going to do really fast. I'm going to click Add, this orange Add button. I'm going to click Google Doc, right, Word file. And then I can, because what you'll do is when Google Doc exports, you're gonna, I'm gonna click here on Choose File, and I can choose something off of my computer. So I actually host files that would normally live on my computer. I can actually here, I'm just gonna upload something. I'll delete it later. I don't even know what this is, but let's just save this. So now I've got this Google Doc Word file, and it's, and you'll see this little padlock icon means that it's private. This is actually now accessible to all of my club members. I can even send a link. We didn't talk about this because, like I said, it wasn't a deep dive. Google Doc will let you have a link to files. We will too. If you click here on Get Link, this big long link, I know it's not very friendly, but you can email this link to anybody you want, and because it's private, the only people who can open and view and download your Word document are members of your club. You can actually stick this on a public bulletin board. I mean, I wouldn't recommend it, but you could. The only people who could access and download this document are members of your club with a login. Okay. Does that sort of answer your question, or?
Well, it has a lock on it. It looks as if it's completely private to me.
No,
I don't know it's open to other members of the club.
That's a good question. The lock means it's only for its member only. Think of the lock as member only. Now I can change that. If I click Edit, see this requires login, I can make it public. And then if I click Save, what that means is the lock is gone. Now it's anybody can, if I click Get Link and share this, anybody can get this link. So what that lock means is the lock is member only. No lock means everybody, any public website visitor, everybody can view the file or download the file.
So what's the difference between the documents under organization and the other thing that you talked about was reports, and what you said was, oh no, okay. Yes. Okay. So the Dropbox is essentially what you just shown me.
Essentially, yeah. It's analogous. It's not exactly, but it's analogous to Dropbox. So, you know, so your question is a little bit open-ended. There's a couple different ways we can do this. This is only one method. So, Peter, if you still have any issues with like, I'm still not sure what to do with this Google Doc, please email or call us. We'll get more in-depth into it in private. I'd love to, you know, or contact anybody in support. We'd love to kind of help you out with if this isn't a perfect solution for you, we'd love to keep going until we can find a better solution
Okay.
if this doesn't work for you. I think this will work for you, but we can
Okay.
absolutely talk with you more and work out something. Okay.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. Any other questions, Peter?
That was the main one for today, anyway.
Okay. Well, if you don't mind, Peter, thank you very much. I'm going to mute your microphone because I definitely want to keep going. And I don't know if you have a microphone. Scott, do you have a microphone? Scott, if you have a microphone, I'm sorry, if you don't have a microphone, please do type. We got another question. Okay, TED speakers list that can be shared. Clubs are always looking for speakers. Aha. So Lisa has a very good question about speakers. Plans to add a speakers list? Oh, okay. So her question is about the speakers. So I'm going to go, I'm sorry, I clicked here on the public homepage. I'm going to click here on speakers. Okay, this is the list of speakers, and right now we don't have any, so it's blank. Now, I believe what Lisa is asking is that, oh, sorry, hold on one second. Okay. Okay, so I believe what Lisa's asking, is there a way for people to that can be shared? Okay. Clubs are always looking for speakers. So I think what Lisa is asking is a way for all kinds of different people to input speakers. I hope I'm reading your question right. I'm just going to go to back to the administration page, and we're here on the speakers page. Now, I'm not sure if I exactly answered here. Let's see if I can. Lisa, do you have a microphone, Lisa? I don't know if you.
Yeah, I do.
Oh, fantastic.
I think it would be a good resource if there was a list of speakers in different areas that you could access and maybe have them come to your club and speak. I was just wondering if that was a resource that we were planning to put on this site, or, you know, we build that ourselves on our own.
Now, do you know that you have a speakers module already on your club website? Have you seen that?
No, this is my first you know, experience with this. So.
Fantastic. Well, now we got a really great opportunity because we absolutely glossed over that. We glossed over a ton of stuff. But so what I'm going to do is I'm going to scroll down, and I'm going to where is it? Right here in the website manager section. I'm going to click. Oh. I'm going to click here on edit speakers. We're going to make a speaker really quickly. Okay, so I'm going to click edit speakers, and now these are old speakers, and because they've already passed, I'm going to keep them. But what I want to do is I want to add a new speaker, and the speaker is going to, I don't know, let's say July 31st. And guess who we got? We got Bill Gates. Why not? Okay, so and I'm actually even going to. I have a headshot of Bill, which probably isn't going to look like anything, but Bill Gates is coming. You know, to speak to our club. So what this is an entire section devoted only to your club speakers. I'm sure you probably won't be able to get Bill Gates, but you know, what this lets you do is it lets you list. Oh, and Bill Gates is going to talk about Microsoft. I don't know what he's going to talk about, but so I'm going to click save. So like I said, I did that. Well, you know what? I think I can slow down just a touch. So edit speaker, what this allows you to do, when are they coming, who's coming, what's their topic. If they gave you a headshot or something really nice, you can even upload their headshot, okay? I'm just going to, do I have a headshot really quick? I doubt it. Here, let's just see. Now I'm just getting all fancy with the headshot. That's okay. Any picture will do fine. We'll just pick this. I don't even know what it is. So I'm going to save this, and what this is this is now going to show up publicly on your homepage. So you can advertise your next speaker. So I made this speaker. He's showing up on July 31st. And I'm going to refresh my speakers list. And there he is. Oh, hold on. Sorry, I didn't refresh all the way. Sorry. Let's try it again. Hold on. Maybe I just need to publish this. Sorry, hold on. 1 second. Okay. There it is. Okay, save this. Okay. Just make sure I got the date correct. Okay. But your club has, whatever you're seeing here, your club has that too. Okay. So, so if you go here, let me just reload this. Okay. And here, I'll go to speakers. Where's that? There it is. Took a second to reload. You can actually email this or tell people, hey, you want a list of our speakers? Visit this page once a week or once a month, because the thing with this page, it's constantly updating. So if you provide a URL like this, like, you know, your club and then /speakers, this page updates itself. So when you add a new speaker or a speaker is done, speakers come and go off this page. So you can actually tell your club, hey, check our speakers page. Here's the URL. I'll email it to you so you have it. And then come once a month and you'll see who our upcoming speakers are. Because this page updates itself automatically. That's how most of ClubRunner works. The pages, whenever possible, update themselves. Okay?
Okay.
All right.
Perfect.
Any other questions? You're welcome. Any other questions at all?
No, that was it.
All right. Let's see. I think is that everybody? Michelle, I'm going to see. Michelle, do you have a microphone at all? I don't know. Yeah, Michelle, if you don't, I'm not sure if you're trying to ask a question, but I don't see your question. Here, let me just go back. Michelle, if you could, I don't see that you've typed a question either. So, here, let's see if I can. Sorry, Michelle, I'm not able to. I don't think you have a microphone. I unmuted you, but that doesn't always work if you don't have a microphone. So, Michelle, please do. Are you able to type, Michelle? I know you can hear me. So, okay. I think what we'll do is we'll make sure that everybody gets a kind of a follow-up email after today. We blew our time, big time. That almost always happens. I do apologize. Thank you for those who are actually still around. I know a lot of other people have to. Okay. We do have a question. Hold on, Patrick. Let's see, Patrick. Do you have a microphone, Patrick? Can you speak right now?
Yeah, I was just wondering. I know where you created how to create a speaker event, but I'm presuming when I heard Lisa ask the question, if there's a source list of speakers at a district level, the clubs who are looking for speakers could look to invite the speaker to their club.
You mean like a pool of speakers on the district level site?
That's what I interpreted when she asked.
Oh, okay. That's interesting. I'm going to say most likely there's no like built-in feature, but here's one way is to, actually I'm not sure about that because that's, you're saying here's a pool of speakers that the district has and Lisa, I'm going to turn your microphone on. I'm just going to turn everybody's microphone on. I don't know if she's still listening, but I guess the answer, I'm not sure. Like, it's possible the district can have a pool of speakers and, for example, the district also has private documents. So the district can list a document on their website saying, here's a list of speakers. We're going to edit this document as speakers, as a speaker gets, what's the word, joined up with a club, like they've now got an engagement, speaking engagement, we're going to cross them off the list. So theoretically, if the district wants to create a private document, and private document, all clubs and members inside the district can access, and not for public, you can just look at the document and say, hey, like this person, John Smith, he looks like he's available for the month of August. I want to book him through the district. So I guess the answer would be yes. We don't have a built-in feature like that. That's not to say you can't convert ClubRunner to your will and make it work the way you want it to. So it is technically possible, I guess. You'd have to talk to your district, but yeah, there's ways for the district to offer all of their clubs access to files and such things like that. So there are ways to do that. You have to talk to your district though and get them going. Patrick, do you have the mics are still on? Do you have any other questions at all?
Not at this time. Thank you.
All right. You're very welcome. I am going to mute everybody's microphone. I guess I have to end this some point, and this is probably a good time to stop. Of course, we can go for the rest of the day, and of course, there's a ton of other things that we would love to cover. But like I said, please do go to clubrunnersupport.com. Please do call or email us if you have any questions. The rule number one with ClubRunner, you're never alone. There's always support to lean on and to talk to us. We'd love to hear from you. Thank you so much for attending today's webinar.